What's up, everybody? Justin here. I'm back with my Year in Wrestling 1992. Reloaded. Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1992, Part 2. I apologize, I had to cut off Part 1 because I ran out of space. I couldn't record anymore. But, anyways, I'm back. On Part 1, I just talked about Saturday night's main event from October 27th, 92, where I'll go over the matches and review it real fast. Check out Part 1 of Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1992. Talked about some of the best and my favorite pay-per-views of 92. Talked about Saturday nights and reviewed Saturday night's main event from January 92, October 27th, 92, Saturday night's main event. Bret Hart defended the WWF Championship, defeated Papa Shango. Macho Man, Randy Savage, and the Ultimate Warrior. Very short-lived tag team. They were done within like 2 to 3 months. They were a team maybe 1 or 2 months. What do you know? Warrior failed a drug test and got fired because the guy was on the juice. He was on way too many roids. His whole career, he was on too many roids. And the guy abused steroids. Abused steroids, for sure. I'm sure a lot of wrestlers did in the 80s, but you would have to be blind or stupid to not see the Warrior was on roids. Like most of his, 100% of his career. But especially in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, Warrior was just way too jacked. The guy looked like a comic book character. The guy was on too many roids. So he failed a drug test and he was fired. Or let go. Also, British Bulldog sadly got released because he failed a drug test also. That's why he dropped the IC title to HBK. Bulldog only had the IC title for like 2 months. Very sad, but he failed a test. He had to go. I don't know why he had to be fired. He could have been suspended like 30 days, but I guess Vince was scared that he was going to go to jail over steroids, that somebody would have accused him you were selling the boys steroids, which I doubt Vince was that stupid to do that. He might have been aware of it, that they were on roids, but he didn't sell them the roids, and he didn't tell them to take the roids. I doubt it. But Vince was just scared that he would have got investigated or got charged and went to jail in 94, so he had to fire Warrior and Bulldog. Bulldog dropped the IC title to HBK. On the October Saturday night's main event, you only had 3 matches. It was not that good of a show. Again, Warrior and Macho Man, the Ultimate Maniacs. Warrior was a real maniac. That guy was nuts in the head. And nuts by putting steroids in his body. Way too many steroids. Ultimate Maniacs defeated Money Inc., Ted DiBiase, IRS. Both guys, second generation wrestlers. IRS, his father, what's the guy? Blackjack Mulligan. Blackjack Mulligan is IRS's father. And Ted DiBiase's father, sadly, I believe, passed away in the ring. I forgot his name. It might have been Ted DiBiase Sr., I don't know. Macho Man, if you want to think about this tag match, Randy Savage is also a third-generation wrestler. His father wrestled Angelo Poffo for years and years. Probably for a couple decades. Also his brother, Lanny Poffo, wrestled also. So, yeah, that's it. October 27th, Saturday night's main event, only 3 matches. I think the episode on the network's only like 45 to 51 minutes, I think. It definitely was an hour and a half or an hour 20. So now I'm going to talk about ECW. And ECW started in 1992 as Eastern Championship Wrestling, started by Todd Gordon. I'm going to just talk about the champions. So first, ECW champions from 1992. The first ever champion was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Won the title, of course, in Philly, where ECW was born. On April 25th, 92, Jimmy Snuka became the ECW champion, won it from, I guess the title was vacated, so whoever won got to be the first ever ECW champion. Jimmy Snuka defeated Wildman Bellomo, who was Salvatore Bellomo, 80s WWF job guy. He looked a lot different. Did Sal Bellomo, the guy grew his hair out and looked like a Viking. So then Jimmy Snuka lost the title to Johnny Hotbody. I was never a fan of Johnny Hotbody. The guy was like a jobber to me. So a day later, Johnny Hotbody on April 26th, 92, Johnny Hotbody defeated Jimmy Snuka, became the new ECW World Champion. Don Jimmy Snuka then defeated Johnny Hotbody July 17th, 92. Then Don Muraco defeated Jimmy Snuka on October 24th, 92. By the way, if you want to see 92 ECW, watch. It's on the WWE Network, and the shows are not very good. They're like in little bars or little tiny arenas. I don't even know where they shot it. But the lighting was bad. The talent wasn't that bad, but the lighting and production was not good. But they were just starting. So Don Muraco then lost. Don Muraco lost the ECW title to the Sandman November 16th, 92. Don Muraco then defeated the Sandman on April 3rd, 93. So the final ECW champion of 1992 was the Sandman. He had a surfer's gimmick. By the way, he was not drinking, smoking, Singapore cane swinging, beer drinking Sandman. This was not that Sandman. He had a generic early 90s pretty bad gimmick. He was like a surfer. He came out with a fucking surfboard. He was like in a bodysuit, wetsuit. It was not good. But that was wrestling in the early 90s was full of bad, stupid-ass, dumb gimmicks. Sandman had one of the worst. In 92, 93, the guy was a surfer. And they said he's like from Southern California, which I think he was from Philly, really. So anyways, now let's talk about the PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated Awards for 92. Wrestler of the Year for 1992 was Nature Boy Ric Flair. I agree with that. The guy won the Rumble. He was a main event of WrestleMania 8, one of the main events. He also became a 2-time WWF champion. He defeated Randy Savage, I think in September 92, I believe. I'm not sure, but we should look it up in this book of wrestling facts I have. 2002 Wrestling Almanac. It's really beat up. As you can see, it's been through a beating. So, I think it was September. Ric Flair defeated Randy Savage September 1st, 92 in Hershey, Pennsylvania. That was a really good match. It's on the Macho Man Story DVD. The thing is taped for Primetime Wrestling, but Vince hated the match and wanted them to redo it, so they redid it. I don't know if the match on the Macho Man DVD is the match that was redone or the original match where Ric Flair won the title for the second time. Vince hated it. I don't know. I don't know if he hated the match that I saw on the Macho Man Story DVD from September 1st, 92. Anyways, I thought the match was fine. I thought it was fine and good. So Ric Flair wins Wrestler of the Year for 92. Runner-up was Ron Simmons. The guy made history. I have to mention in this year in wrestling, Reloaded 92. I have to mention Ron Simmons. Became the first ever black African-American world heavyweight champion in wrestling. And it was fucking great and awesome. It was awesome. I remember as a kid finding out. I didn't see it live because I didn't have cable in 92, but I found out and I saw him defend the title on pay-per-view at the time because I didn't have cable. My aunt had cable something, maybe you guys will know about if you heard about it, if you were around in the 90s, something called a black box for cable. It was like an illegal black box. You could get pay-per-view, all pay-per-views, all adult channels and pay-per-views, and you wouldn't have to pay. It was like ripping off the cable company, basically. It was called a black box. Anyways, that's what it was called in Wisconsin. It was called a black box. Anyways, I shouldn't be throwing my aunt under the bus. Or my uncle, rest in peace to my uncle. He passed away, sadly, in 96. Long story short, I got to see a ton of pay-per-views in the early 90s because of my aunt recorded them on VHS for me, and I would watch them. Like maybe a week later or a few days later, I'd get to see them. So I saw Halloween Havoc 92 where Ron Simmons defended the title against the Barbarian. Also Starrcade 92, Ron Simmons was still world champ and defended it. So just what a great historical, great moment when Ron Simmons won the world title. I don't know, I think Bill Watts was booking at the time, or in Power. I also think Dusty Rhodes had something to do with putting the strap on Ron Simmons. But I think Bill Watts also had something to do with it. So good for him, he did something good. Bill Watts has been accused many times of being a racist. I don't know if he is, and I don't care. I don't care what he is. But anyways, if he's a racist, fuck him. But I don't know if he is. Anyways, the guy pushed Junkyard Dog a lot in Mid-South, and under his control, I believe he's still in Power of WCW, Bill Watts, or Dusty, made Ron Simmons world champion. I'm not sure which one of them did, but one of them had something to do with it. I know for sure. So anyways, Ron Simmons runner-up. Second runner-up for Wrestler of the Year was Rick Rude. Third runner-up was Bret Hart. Now let's go to Tag Team of the Year for 1992 was Terry Gordy, Dr. Death Steve Williams, great fucking tag team. Great tag team. They were fucking great in all Japan. They came to WCW in 92 and they were great in WCW in 92. Check out Steiner Brothers against Terry Gordy and Steve Williams at Beach Blast 92. Very good, underrated tag match. So runner-up tag team was the Natural Disasters. Second runner-up, the Steiners and Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes. Third runner-up. About the Steiners in 92, they won the IWGP tag titles. They were also WCW tag champs. The Steiners were just at their absolute best and in their prime in 92. So let's go to match of the year for 1992. It was Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, and Bret Hart, runner-up. Of course, that's from SummerSlam 92. Runner-up, Brian Pillman, Jushin Thunder Liger, Super Brawl 2. Fun fact, in my hometown. I wish I could have been there, but I didn't even know a pay-per-view came. To be honest, I was young. I didn't know a pay-per-view was even coming. If I knew, I would have begged my mom to go and take me. I was only 7 years old. Or I was 8 years old at the time. When Super Brawl 2 came to my hometown, I was only 8. There was no internet, so I didn't know a pay-per-view was coming. I didn't see any commercials about it. If I would have had cable at the time, TBS, I could have found out WCW was bringing Super Brawl 2 to my hometown, but I did not have cable at the time. Second runner-up match of the year was the 92 Royal Rumble. Third runner-up, Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude from Beach Blast. That match was fucking awesome. Check that match out if you have not seen it. If you're not born, watch it on the network. Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude, Beach Blast 92. One of the best matches ever and one of my favorites. Feud of the year. For 1992, Feud of the Year was... You gotta be kidding me. From Memphis, the Moondogs and Jerry Lawler. The Moondogs against Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett was the Feud of the Year. Maybe to PWI, but not to me. What the fuck? Feud of the Year was probably Ric Flair, Macho Man for 92 in my opinion. Or Sting against the Dangerous Alliance. I mean, what? Or Sting versus, not Vader, but I don't know. I don't agree with that Feud of the Year for 92. The Moondogs against Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. I don't agree with that. But that's what PWI gave it to. First runner-up, Ric Flair, Randy Savage. Second runner-up, Ultimate Warrior, Papa Shango. That feud was weird. That feud had a lot of Papa Shango's black magic in it. It was pretty funny. And actually, it was pretty damn funny. But it was not a great feud. So, third runner-up, Rick Rude, Ricky Steamboat. Most popular wrestler of the year for 92 was Sting. I agree with that. First runner-up, Ultimate Warrior. I don't agree with that. Second runner-up, The Undertaker. Third runner-up, Ron Simmons for most popular wrestler of the year. Most hated wrestler of the year for 92 was Rick Rude. First runner-up, Ric Flair. Second runner-up, Jake the Snake. Third runners-up for most hated wrestler was the Moondogs. What the fuck? I didn't even know the Moondogs were still together in 92. I didn't even know they were still wrestling, to be honest. So let's go to Most Improved Wrestler of the Year for 92, Razor Ramon. He was very good. As Razor Ramon, the Razor Ramon character debuted in 92, and my God, it was great. Scott Hall played Razor Ramon fucking perfect. Basically, it was a Scarface, Tony Montana ripoff. Anyways, Most Improved Wrestler, Razor Ramon. This ends my year in wrestling, 1992 Reloaded Part 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.